Hey there, my name is RaijiMagiwind, and, well, I'm here to tell you a story. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect story here, but there's one series that comes very close, and that's Fullmetal Alchemist. It has action, adventure, fantasy, philosophy, drama, romance, comedy, tragedy. It's got something for everybody, but it has a message that's for every heart. It's more than just another anime. It's a journey. For me, first off, let me tell you about it. The story pretty much starts off with two brothers who suffer a great tragedy in their lives, and from there, it goes on to be part of a journey to not just discover themselves, but to understand the meaning of life and what it means to be alive and to just know how to live and how to accept other people. It's in a way a lot about self-sacrifice. Um and learning that you can't obtain something in life or in anything you pursue without sacrificing something in return. Um, Now, I found FMA several years back. It actually started um, as a recommendation from somebody else um, and such. Found out about it through friends who had watched it, and they were like, "You need to check this series out. It's awesome." And they also happened to mention to me that it was done by Vic Mignogna, who's the main character voicing for Edward. Mind you, for me, unlike a lot of other people who started with Vic's career with Full Metal, I actually started with another series called Generator Gall. But I enjoyed that series just so as much where I decided to give Full Metal Alchemist a try. Um, it was worth it though. It reminded me a lot of in the same ways as Generator Gall, where Generator Gall 2 has similar themes where the idea of sacrifice and, you know, owning up to the mistakes that you've made and learning to accept, things for it. I fell in love with this series, not just because of the fact that, it had Vic in it, but it was a series that brought to me a lot of stuff in regards to things that were important in life, and they reminded me of a lot of the stuff in life. Uh, the this was probably one of only a few shows in my entire life that I've actually felt I could touch base with, and it affected me in a way where it really made me think about how life is and what it means and how important the people are in your life, and to remember. It's actually got me to start remembering to try and say I love you um, to people, or to always say goodbye, um, or even just to remember people before, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what will happen around the corner. Um, Now you're probably thinking, yeah, Alchemy Adventure's cool, but you know what? Full Metal is a lot more than just that. It deals with love. It deals with sacrifice. Um, deals with humanity, as well as um, just overcoming pain and learning to accept, what life is about and everything with it. Now, Full Metal itself is the kind of story that leaves you thinking about a lot of stuff, whether it's life. Uh, it also just makes you think. You know, it makes you value your life more. It makes you appreciate life more. Probably because you start out with this story and you're like, what's so special about this series? But by the time you get done with the series, you become so attached to the characters that you practically get to the point where you want to you know them so well that you cry, you would laugh, through the hardships and the pains, and it affects you on that level. It's one of those few animes that I have watched, and mind you, yes, I have watched a lot of anime in my nearly 20 years as an otaku. And I can say out of all the animes I've watched, Fullmetal is probably one of only 4 series to ever actually make me cry. Fortunately, I'm not going to tell you much about why, because that would bring about some spoilers. But it just taught me a lot of things. To that It taught me about selfless love, as well as that it definitely ingrained into my life the philosophy of the first law of alchemy, which is you can't have something without giving something in sacrifice. It actually even got me more interested in learning more about alchemy in general, not just on the scientific side, but I actually began studying a little more on the sort of philosophical and mental side of what draws people into the world of alchemy and everything. But it's just helped me become more ingrained in seeing people on a different level than what I did before. Anyways, I know I probably sounded like I was rambling and whatever, and apologize if I'm a little crazy, tired, everything else, but it's the best way to say it is just to talk from the heart. But yeah, this is what Fullmetal Alchemist means to me. It's how it's touched my heart, and how it'll touch the hearts of millions of fans just like me. Not just here in where I live in the US, but all over the world. So, for me, in honor of the most important day in the series, I say this: Fullmetal Alchemist, I will never forget you.